Greetings. It's a pleasure to be with you at this pivotal moment. With the COVID-19 pandemic, which has exposed that our nation is a failed state. But every ill, every injustice was magnified when George Floyd died at the hands of police, when Ahmaud Arbery died at the hands of racist vigilantes, and Breonna Taylor and Rayshard Brooks also died at the hands of the police state, the modern-day slave patrol. This movement is long overdue, a spontaneous expression of outrage, but it needs political organizing in order to create lasting change. The Green Party is vital here. Every 4 years, millions of people want to see healthcare, housing, and education treated as human rights. They want to cut the military budget and have peace around the world, and end up living in vain hope that the Democratic Party, the supposed left, will stop doing what it's been doing for decades. We have a duopoly composed of a far-right and a center-right party. The center-right party has lived off its reputation as the party of the welfare state and civil and human rights. We see their subterfuge with progressive candidates. In 2015, Bruce Dixon, my bar comrade and an active Green, wrote that Bernie Sanders was sheepdogging for Hillary Clinton in 2016. He was right about 2016 and even about 2020, which sadly he didn't live to see. We have a profit-driven healthcare system, which means millions don't get care at all, a lack of worker rights, a minimum wage that hasn't gone up for years. And the time has come for democratic, small d, democratic solutions. And we have to stop focusing on Trump. These issues didn't begin in January 2017. And he makes our work harder as we hear, well, if something's better than Trump, the argument is supposed to end. Yes, we condemn the racist rallies, the children in cages, the protesters being tear-gassed. But the Democrats try to fool the people by tearing up his speeches and wearing kente cloth, but giving him a space force, a military budget, and a paltry $1,200 to help people living through this crisis. The economy wasn't doing well before, with low-wage work and gig work and unemployment that didn't measure all of the unemployed. This is the result of decades of austerity, and Democrats want to go along with Republicans in upholding this system. There's endemic racism in healthcare. In cities like Detroit, Black people were routinely turned away, denied treatment for coronavirus. Across the country, it was communities of color that bore the brunt of the impact. But people are moving and want to be organized. Work stoppages have happened at Amazon and Whole Foods and Instacart. Public employees, sanitation workers, transit workers have all mobilized to give themselves health and security. For anyone concerned about so-called third parties, we say this. The solution is to get rid of one of the two wings of the duopoly and replace it with the party for peace, for workers, for the planet, a party that acts against corporate interests and war. We know that the Democrats are refusing even minimal reforms, and they foisted Joe Biden, a right-winger who brags about his role in strengthening the mass incarceration state, who tells big funders that he will not change anything if he becomes president, that he'll keep the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, that he will keep the deadly sanctions that kill people in Iran and Venezuela and Zimbabwe and Cuba and so many other countries. But we know we can't have justice here and have injustice abroad. Greens do not see foreign policy as a frill, and so we demand that the defense budget be cut. A defense budget that takes up 60% of the federal budget ensures that the people's needs cannot be met. We want to get rid of the 1033 Defense Department program, which gives surplus equipment, military equipment, to local police departments. And we know that the Democrats, despite any complaints about us, raised $1 billion and then couldn't get more than an additional 10,000 votes in the state of Michigan. So we have to commit ourselves to step forward this year, to organize ourselves and to organize people who have no experience with the Green Party. And I challenge all of us, myself included, to make certain that we have an impact in our communities and that we introduce people to the Green Party platform. They already know about it. They know the Green New Deal, which Democrats claim to want, started with us. So here we are, and we have to be honest about what we want. Are we a real political party? We're not an affinity group. We're not a club. And we should not call ourselves a party if we're not working to elect more Greens to office and to grow our numbers. Where is this movement headed? It's an important time, but it's also dangerous. People must act with knowledge. It's easy to grasp on to the hot slogan of the moment, but people are inadvertently agitating for things which may not be as they seem. Defunding police can lead to budgetary sleight of hand, which also does nothing to change the nature of policing. We must demand community control of the police, community control of every aspect of our lives. And then we will have a real democracy in this country, but the Green Party must lead this effort. Thank you very much.